Welcome back, everyone, to the Bitcoin Business Bureau. I'm your host, as always, LitecoinLeader. Today, we're going to be talking about whales and how they can alter markets. I won't say the other phrases, but how their actions can impact the pricing of certain coins. I'll say it that way. So it came in from a question from someone that reached out to me and said, hey, can you do a video on this? Which is a great thing. I love those types of questions. And the best ones, I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. I'm going to go make that video. I actually got that question last night. I'm like, let me go do that. So here's the video on how whales can impact markets.
Just a quick reminder that nothing in this video is considered financial advice. I am not your financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Seek out your own advice and do your own diligence, do your own research.
Okay, I'm going to do a whiteboard video from a question that someone came in. It came in from Telegram, and I won't mention who it is, but he had a really good question, and it was, how do whales manipulate the price of Bitcoin? All right, so that's our title. Whale manipulation. Forget it. Of Bitcoin. That's what we're doing. Whale manipulation of Bitcoin. And that's a whale. Good enough. So let's imagine that Bitcoin is 50K in US dollar, of course. $50,000 right now on all the exchanges. It's basically the same price. Now that's the important thing. Number one, all the exchanges want the price to be even. So number one, exchanges want to match. Now you can say that they manipulate this through volume or they manipulate this through bots. However they do it, they want, if one exchange starts to create, like if I go into one exchange and I buy up all the Bitcoin available and all of a sudden it's 55, well, they don't like that. They want all the exchanges to match because you create what's known as arbitrage. So you could buy at 50, sell at 55, then go buy at 50, sell at 55, and be making that spread every single time. That's arbitrage. They don't want that. So what they have are bots, just automated stuff that goes out there and just tries to make the prices match. And they're just computer algorithms that do that. So here's how one possible way a whale can manipulate the price. He goes out onto CoinMarketCap. So he's going to visit CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko and find an exchange that he has the ability to trade on that has very low Bitcoin volume. And there's a reason for that, because what he's going to do is he's going to dump Bitcoin on that market. So let's say he goes onto Bitrue, however you pronounce it, common for where a lot of people get divvy, and there's not a lot of volume on there. So what he'll do is he'll take, let's say he has 100,000 Bitcoin. He's a whale. He'll go and he'll sell, or he'll dump. Well, before he does this, he's going to dump Bitcoin on Bitrue. So that's step A. Let's make it one. Let's make it simple. Step one. It's not step one. He is going to sell BTC rapidly on a low volume exchange. Okay? But before he does that, he wants to profit from it. So what he's going to do is he's going to put a bunch of buy orders onto, he can do one of several things. One, he could put some buys at, say, 45K in bulk on on big exchanges. 2, he can also buy options. Say buy a 45K option. And that's probably what you're going to do because that's going to give you more leverage, more bang for your buck. So what happens if let's say Bitcoin drops to 45,000, he could either buy a bunch or he can have the option to buy at 45K, and when it drops, he can enact that, if he's quick on it, and make it happen. But how does he dump it from 50 to 45K? Well, he goes onto an exchange with not much volume, and what he's going to do is he's going to sell, let's say he sells 100, let's just say he looks at all the volume, and you see all those buy and sell orders on the ticker. You have, I will buy, they have them listed. They have like, I'm going to buy Bitcoin, and he'll group them up at, all the orders between 50 and 45K. Let's say it's 100 to 150 Bitcoin. Okay? What he'll do is he'll sell 100 to 150 Bitcoin at market, which will dump it down from 50 to 45. That will automatically cause some other things to happen, because then what that net effect might trigger limit orders. So let's say you have Bitcoin, you put a limit order, if it drops to 47 or 46, I'm out. Well, if it flash crashes from 50 to 45, those start triggering. And those limit orders, they're basically market orders. They said fill, sell. So now there's more pressure to drive the price down. And now he's going to snap up, and other people will be snapping up when the price comes down. So what you will get is that at step 1, so the price is at 50, right? Step 1, he's put in all these orders down here in the 40 to 45K, or that's step 1. Or 2, he's put options at the same range. Okay? So he goes and he's on a small exchange and sells, the smallest exchange he can find, sells the minimum Bitcoin to push this down and cause a flash crash. That pushes it down. The bots click in and say, wait a minute, BitTrue's down at 45K. Well, that's creating arbitrage. People can go over there, buy at 45. So the algorithm thinks, you can buy Bitcoin over there. We need to fix that. So they're going to start lowering the price. They're going to either buy on BitTrue, but they can't catch up, or they're going to start selling on other like Binance and Coinbase to try and lower the price. And then these orders will kick in and drive the price up. So what you'll see on a time scale is that the price is at 50, it'll drop down to here, and then it'll flash back up. Because all these sales come in, all the sales that he did on BitTrue or another exchange happen. You get the flash crash here, and you get this wick down here, in an hour, and all these trigger cells, these limit order cells, he snaps them all up and drives the price right back up. So he may have sold 100 to 150 Bitcoin to drive the price down, but he might be buying 1,000 to 20 or more at these prices to more than make up for the difference. So that is how they manipulate the market. That is how they cause a flash crash. And that's typically how it works. That's one way that could be done. There are obviously several ways, and I'm sure they spend lots of time thinking about these sort of things, but that is just one method to how to create, how to manipulate the market. Use a small volume exchange and let the bots do their thing and trick them into driving the price down temporarily so you can snap up more, and then for when it comes right back up.
So there's the video. That's one example of how whales can manipulate markets. Obviously, there's dozens of different ways that can be done, but for the most part, this is just one example of just you could drive the price down and profit from it because you know the direction the market is going to go because you're basically driving it. So that's how it's one example of how it can be done. Hopefully that helps you to explain or understand how markets and options and things can impact the market. But for the most part, most of the cryptos are pretty pure, except for, you know, little smaller coins that can be pumped and dumped. That's a different conversation. That's a different video, which I will also make soon. But for now, I'm going to close the drawer on the bureau, and I'll see you next time.